for coming back to join us for another episode.
Hi.
And Cynthia and I were just laughing a few minutes before we started recording because we are the audio engineers and the producers of our own podcast.
And the editors.
Yes, we do it all. And so we have had some behind-the-scenes things going on. You might have noticed we had some audio issues.
Oh my
so
gosh.
we kind of worked that out. And then we're like, okay, we've got the audio issues all worked out. Now we're good. And then we sit down and we're trying to do a quick 5-second test video before we start filming. And the video is like stopping and then starting and stopping and starting. And we're just like, oh my gosh, now we're having video issues. So anyhow.
It's always something. I said, wouldn't it be just wonderful if we could just sit down, turn everything on, and record? But
Yeah.
it never seems to work out
No,
that way.
I think we've had one day where we kind of filmed like a couple episodes in 1 week.
Yeah.
And we sat down and we were like, wow, we're already done? We're like already downstairs editing? Like,
know.
but it seems like there's always something. So if you guys think that like there's like nothing going on wrong or anything, like, let us just tell you, sometimes when we're starting to film, we're like, dang, finally.
Yes, yeah. And sometimes by the time, like she said, when we're done, too, we're like our brain cells are done.
Yeah, because I'm like, oh my gosh, we had to go through all these little technical things on our laptop and on the webcam and then the microphones and then we're exhausted and we're like,
and
now
and we're technically challenged.
Yeah, for sure.
So we are not techie people.
No.
So yeah, this has been a big learning experience for us, but we're kind of proud of ourselves.
Yeah,
I
totally. I recently had somebody say, since you figured all this stuff out, you should like offer your services and help other people who are getting a podcast started. I'm like, don't get me wrong. Like, we had to do this. Like, we couldn't afford to get an audio engineer and a producer. It doesn't mean I want to do it on the side.
No way.
Because honestly, we just wanted to have the fun of going on these adventures together, talking about relatable stuff. And then we realized, oh, shoot, we got to, like, edit.
Yeah.
And we got to figure out how to hook up a microphone. Like, so, of course, this is always a little more than you bargained for. But
always.
Yeah.
You always think something looks so easy. Well, it's not.
No. But like she said, like, you know, now that we've got so much of it worked out, like, that's kind of behind us. It's just when you think you're going to have an easy day and you're just going to hit the record button and you're like, well, we're playing the test back and I don't hear us talking. Or, like, we're talking and then we're stopped and then we're starting.
Yes.
Anyhow.
It can definitely be frustrating, for sure.
Right?
But we are, like I said before, we got the flow down, I think.
Yeah.
But, there have been times where we hit the record button and we're sitting here for over an hour to 2 hours trying to figure out how to get the video and the audio to work at the same time.
Yeah, at the same time.
Yeah. So anyway, that is part of it. So I'm driving over here today, right? Because we have a schedule. We're doing a film day today. And I noticed, and I don't live very far from Maryland.
Yeah.
So I literally noticed 2 CHP cars, like, hidden, kind of like trying to catch going down the, I guess the busier road down here. And I thought, dang, I'm really glad I spotted them.
Yeah.
Because I definitely don't want to get a speeding ticket.
Oh, my gosh.
Because nowadays, those things are, like, astronomically expensive.
I know. When she tells me she's running late to come over, I'm like, no rush.
Yeah,
like,
no, don't rush. No worries. Just take your time.
Yeah, just be calm and, like, don't get a ticket. Like, no rush. There's always something I could be doing here at the house. Well,
so
she's rushing.
It just got me thinking, though, how... I just remember I was rushing one day to go to a doctor's appointment, and this is leaving work, and trying to get to a doctor's appointment, and in your mind, you've got to make it on time.
Yes.
Or they might cancel you or something, right?
Yeah, or charge you and cancel you.
Yeah.
Right?
That would be even worse. Yeah.
I know.
So I am, speeding down the street, and it's kind of a residential street. Not residential all the way, but kind of down this residential street, and, oh, gosh. Behind me, what do I see? I see the lights.
Oh, no!
Behind me, right? And I'm like, oh, no! Now I'm really going to shoot.
That's what's so frustrating is you're like, really? I'm going to be late already, and now you're really jacking me up.
No, I'm really messed up.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So at that time, I was married, and my ex-husband was a deputy. And so I kind of knew not to say anything about that because this is a CHP pulling me over. And
they're rivals, aren't they?
Yeah,
Like
I would say rivals, but they don't maybe love each other.
Yeah.
You know? And I had a friend who also was married to a deputy, and she told me the story about how she got pulled over one time, and I think she was probably being kind of prissy, and she was saying, you know, when the guy came over to her window, and you know you're speeding, blah blah blah, and she says, "Well, I'm married to a deputy sheriff."
Oh my gosh.
And he kind of said, "Well, then you should know better."
Oh my gosh.
And she totally got a ticket.
Oh my gosh.
So, knowing that, I thought, okay, I'm not saying a word. I'm not going to say anything.
Don't be snarky.
No, I never.
Or like
I'm never
Tootie.
snarky. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm never snarky. And I thought, okay, well, let me just try to be nice and let's see if I can get out of this, right?
Yeah.
So I said, oh gosh, I've never had a ticket before in my whole life. And I said, you can look it up. You know, you can see I've never had any kind of ticket at all.
Right.
And
That's amazing.
I just
Seriously.
haven't. Yeah, because I've gotten out of them.
God.
So anyway, so the guy's writing, and he's writing the ticket, and I'm thinking, okay, this isn't working.
Oh
right?
my gosh.
I'm trying to talk really nicely.
Yeah, you're like, what else can I say?
Yeah, what else can I do?
Maybe flash him.
Oh no, then I'd get 2 tickets.
Oh, you're like, I gotta pull out all this stuff.
No,
now.
yeah. So then I'm thinking, okay. So then I asked him, I go, so like, how much is this ticket going to cost me? You know, because I think it goes by like the speed limit and how much you're going over the speed limit is how they do the ticket. And I had no idea how fast I was going, you know. And so he goes, well, it's just going to be around, you know, like $300. And I said, $300? I don't want to spend that on a ticket. And I'm like, no. So I thought to myself, okay, I got to start talking.
Yeah.
I got to think of
Yeah,
something
you
here.
got to think fast. You got to
Yeah.
figure this out.
I got to get out of this. So I said to him, well, my husband, and I just said husband, even though he was like we were actually just separated at the time.
I see.
So we were still married, but I just said my husband.
And this was like, how long ago? Like
a while,
25 years
yeah,
ago?
a long time ago, yeah.
Yeah, because back then, like $300, especially back then.
Was a ton of money.
Yeah, that would be like $600 or $700, I would imagine now.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
So I said, well, I, kind of failed to mention, I go, that my husband is a deputy. And he kind of stops and he looks at me and he goes, well, why didn't you tell me that before? And I said, well, because I didn't really want to,
toot your horn.
Yeah, like toot my horn or say that or like if that might not matter, or whatever.
Yeah.
And I said, so then I'm thinking, and I really do my community service. I said, because I'm a pig bull cheerleader. And he goes, you are? So the pig bull here is, it's the sheriff's deputies against the firefighters. But back then, it was the county against the city police. So it was
right.
county
The police
and city.
against the sheriffs?
Yes.
Kind of like that.
There was the county
us
sheriff
commoners.
and the city police. That was those two together.
Yes.
And it was a thing here that, a lot of people would go to. And if you were married to a deputy, then you could be a cheerleader for him, for the pig bull.
And you're perfect for that.
And so anyway, my sister is married to her husband, who is a deputy, and it was great because we could do it together.
That is adorable.
We used to have a blast, and we used to go to practices and all this stuff. So anyway, we have pictures because we'd be in the magazines and, the cop magazines and stuff. So back then, I did have a little picture in my wallet. You remember how you used to carry pictures, right? So it's so funny because then he's like going, well, because I am telling him, well, I was a pig bull cheerleader. Does that help at all,
And you're all batting your eyelashes.
Yeah, I know. And he goes, well, do you have a picture? Like, he didn't really believe me.
Yeah, you might have just been like faking it.
Yeah, and I go, honestly, I do. So I'm like going through my wallet really fast, and I pulled out the picture. I go, see?
My gosh.
I go right here, and he goes, okay. He goes, I cannot not give you a ticket. He goes, because once you start writing, you can't just exit out. They're numbered, right?
Right.
He goes, so what I'll do, and so he goes like this, and he puts a line through it, and he goes, so what I'll do is I will write on here that you just didn't have your license with you, And all it is like a fix-it ticket, and you just need to get it written off. You get it signed off. And then, so it doesn't cost you any money.
It's not like a moving violation.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
my gosh.
Yeah, like a $300 speeding ticket.
Yes.
So I'm like, oh, thank you so much. You were so sweet or whatever. So I had my brother-in-law sign it off, and
oh my gosh, that is so
and I got away with it. I was like, yay! So thank God. Doing that cheerleading at least got me out of a ticket.
Serious, yes. And I'm sure that the lady you were referring to that didn't get out of it, I mean...
I think she was snotty about
it. Yeah.
You know?
Or like, oh, I don't have to worry about speeding because I'm married to a deputy and so I'm going to get out of it.
Yes.
And that's just like not the good attitude to have.
No.
You need to be a little more apologetic and a little,
like,
kind.
I'm so sorry, like I didn't even realize I said I was going to a doctor appointment. I said, now I'm super late to the doctor appointment. But I did make it. So
did you? And they didn't cancel you or anything?
They didn't cancel me. And so anyway, just totally got me thinking, because it's like, dang, man, I hope. I have not been pulled over in a long time. And like I said, to this day, because that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But to this day, and I'm going to knock on wood right here.
Yeah, use the wood.
I probably just jiggled the camera.
Oh, I wasn't looking. I was looking at the wood. Yeah. Sorry for the jiggle.
I still have not gotten a ticket.
Oh my gosh. That is so flabbergasted.
I have not
received I am shocked that you have never had a ticket.
No, I haven't. And I'm like, I still can say, but I've never had a ticket before.
I mean, and that has to have some good clout when you're getting pulled over.
I don't even know. I don't even know if they can look that part up. I know they can look and see if you have a warrant out for you, and I definitely don't have that, you know. But, it's like, it just reminded me of that when I saw that.
Gosh.
It's like,
Yeah, that's so scary.
I
was thinking, too, I wonder what they're doing on that main street by our house.
I don't know. Maybe there's a burglary or something.
Maybe. Yeah. But thanks for the warning. I'll be real careful if I run errands later. But yeah, actually, I did get out of a ticket one time.
You batted your eyelashes, huh?
Yes, I wish I could say I batted my eyelashes because I was more emotional than anything.
Oh gosh, no, I don't cry.
Yeah, because I'm the crier. We've already established that. So this was. It was before I met Steve, and I had just broken up with my boyfriend, and within about 3 weeks of breaking up with my boyfriend, I got laid off from my job.
Oh, gosh.
So it was like a really difficult transition period for me, because I'm thinking, I moved the boyfriend out, and now I'm stuck with the whole rent payment, and back then the rent payment was like $1,300, so 25 years ago, that was a lot of money.
That is.
And I had a really good job. I was super happy with my job. I was a sales rep. Anyways.
Until she wasn't.
Until I wasn't. So now it's the holidays.
Oh,
and
gosh.
Carolyn was like, me and the family are going to pick out a Christmas tree. Do you want to go with us? And I was like, oh my gosh, I need something to lift my spirits. It's like the holidays. I'm laid off. I don't have a boyfriend.
That's
so
rough. You should have waited till after Christmas to break up with your boyfriend. You know you're supposed to do that.
I know.
That's a thing. You keep them until the new year.
Yeah, that's a whole nother podcast in itself, really. Because,
gosh.
I don't want to digress.
Okay,
but
sorry.
Yes, I should have in hindsight, right? So I spent the whole day with Carolyn and Farron. I don't even think Garrett was born at the time. But we went and picked out Christmas trees, and I knew that I didn't have a boyfriend with the truck, so I couldn't get a really huge Christmas tree. So I got a small one.
Yeah.
I threw it in my back seat, and we'd spend the whole day together. I think I even helped her and the family decorate their Christmas tree a little bit. So I was like having one of the more joyful days that I had been having, being laid off and single. So anyhow, I was driving home from Carolyn's house, and this song that I loved back then, it was I Hope You Dance by Leanne Womack.
I know that song.
Came
I love
on,
that song too.
Right?
Yes.
So I cranked it up. I had my moonroof open, and I'm just flying down the street singing, and I get to go home and I get to decorate my Christmas tree. Today's a good day. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I see a motorcycle cop.
Oh.
And I sank. I felt crushed instantly.
Aww.
And by the time I pulled over, and he's walking to the car. I am, like, having a meltdown. I'm not even joking, because I think that I had, like, pushed down all the sadness of the breakup. I pushed down all the sadness and worry of getting laid off and not having a job. And now it's Christmas, and you know me, I'm always trying to, like, find the positive and find the joy and the gratitude. And for some reason, getting pulled over, just, like, everything,
like
just, like...
floodgates open.
Yes.
It's like that was, like, the final straw.
The final straw, literally. So I'm like shaking. My knees are shaking. I'm bawling. I'm so upset. And the sweet man, who seriously looked like Santa Claus.
Oh, my gosh.
He had white hair underneath his helmet, which he ended up taking off, and he had a white beard. And he's kind of a jolly kind of guy, too, you know, like a little chubby. And so I thought to myself, oh, my God, he kind of looks like Santa, and I'm like going to go decorate my Christmas tree.
Right.
But anyways, when he came up to the window, I had my window rolled down, and I was still fumbling to get my license and registration, but I was like, my hands were shaking, because I'm like, oh, my gosh, I don't want to get a ticket. I'm so upset. And plus, I couldn't afford the freaking ticket because I don't have a job. So anyways, he's like, are you okay? And I'm like, no. And I lost it even more, because whenever somebody asks me if I'm okay when I'm upset,
then it's even worse.
Totally meltdown right in front of this cop. And he was just like, let's get out, let's talk. And I'm like, okay. So he's watching for traffic, and I get out of the car, and we're standing in like this Rite Aid parking lot. And I'm just like trying to pull myself together. And he's like, tell me what's wrong. Tell me what's going on. I'm like, I am so sorry. I've been trying to hold it together. I broke up with my boyfriend. Then I got laid off from my job. And now I got to go home and decorate my stupid Christmas tree by myself. And he ends up taking off this like glove. It was like a sweatery kind of glove. Maybe he wore them underneath his leather ones, but because it was kind of thin. But he ends up taking off one of his gloves, and he hands it to me, and he's like, here, you could dab your tears with my glove. And I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And I'm like, what I really needed was a tissue, because I needed to blow my nose. And he's like, do whatever you need to do, like I can wash him. And I'm like,
so she's like,
seriously, no, I didn't blow, but I definitely was trying to like catch everything, because I get really watery when I'm crying. And so,
a snotty glove.
Yeah, no, literally, he was like, it's okay, it's okay.
Aww.
So he was just like,
what a nice
you know,
guy.
He was
CHP. Was CHP?
Yes,
yeah.
It was a CHP, and he was so sweet, and he just said, like, I'm so sorry that you're, he's like consoling me. Yes, he was consoling me. Like, I didn't even think this was possible, because the only other ticket I'd gotten before that, the guy was kind of a jerk. And so I didn't really ever know that cops could be, like, sympathetic, you know, and, like, but I think because it was so genuine, it didn't look like I was like, oh, let me try to cry, you know. And so anyways, he was like, you know, you were going really fast. And I said, I figured that I must have, but I didn't know. I said, my favorite song came on. It's Leanne Womack. I hope you dance. And I was just like belting it out, trying to like, you know, be happy about the holidays and go home and decorate my tree. And now I'm just like devastated. And he's like, you know what? Today I'm going to do something nice, and I'm going to not give you a ticket. And I'm like, really? Like, I didn't even know it was a possibility that they would just say, I'm not going to give you a ticket. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Like, this is going to make my day so much better. I promise I'm going to go home and I'm going to decorate my Christmas tree, and I'm going to be joyful, and I'm going to be happy that you didn't give me a ticket. And then he gives me a hug, and then he's like, I hope you get a boyfriend, and I hope you get a job. And I was like, me too, sir.
Like, do you have a son?
Me too. Serious.
Do you have a son?
I know.
And do you need a dispatcher?
Yeah. Are you hiring? Like,
oh my
I'm
God.
really good on the phone. I could be your 911 operator. Yeah, and then he goes, please don't take off right away. He's like, you're still emotional. Just, you know, sit down in your car for a few minutes and calm yourself down. I don't want you to get on the road.
Because, lady, you're a mess.
Yeah, I was a disaster. I'm like, I probably had mascara running down my face.
Oh, no, it was on his glove.
Yeah, it was definitely all over his glove. And I would honestly say, like, thank you again.
Yeah.
But I'm not even sure if he's still alive because that
Yeah, it
was so
a
long
while
ago. And he was,
He was old then.
Yeah, he was
Santa
old
Claus.
then.
Maybe
yeah.
it was Santa Claus.
Oh my
It
gosh.
was a Santa Claus miracle.
Oh, we need to turn this into the Hallmark Channel.
I know.
Maybe it could be like a movie
Remember
idea.
how they have those things where, like Santa appears all
Yes.
of a sudden, and then all the troubles have been wiped? I'm getting goosebumps.
Oh my gosh, serious. I think we're onto something. I think we should reach out to the Hallmark Channel.
I think we should.
We're going to
too.
give them a whole idea that it
Yeah.
was not really a cop.
No.
It was Santa.
Santa.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of thought he was an angel, but like that would be a cute
There you go.
Hallmark movie
Yes,
story. Yeah.
Well, I think the only other time, a couple times I have gotten a let go, but let's see. The other time that was kind of funny, though, was I was coming home from Reno with my friend Linda.
Oh, you guys.
And, yeah.
She's the one that choked on the sprout.
Yes, she's the sprout choker.
Poor Linda.
I didn't say her name, though, in it.
Oh. Okay, we're gonna.
She's such a name
I
dropper.
know, I do, and I tell her all the time I'm not gonna drop names, and then I do. So if you ever hear a little quiet silence, it's because
Marilyn blurting out
yeah,
names again.
because we edited it out. Sorry.
So anyway, we were leaving Reno, and sometimes you never like to go to fast food a lot, right? It's kind of like if I'm gonna go to fast food, probably 2 or 3 times a year, I'm gonna go to McDonald's and I'm gonna go to Taco Bell. Those are my 2 favorite fast food places. Oh, and In-N-Out.
Yes, I was gonna say, like, what about In-N-Out?
Yeah, I do.
That's one of my
3.
favorites.
Yeah, my 3. But anyway, so as you're leaving Reno, there is a McDonald's, though, right on before you catch the freeway. So we were hungry, and we thought, okay, let's just, instead of, taking time, like going to the restaurant, going to the cafe, and all that, and spending 2 hours, let's just go through the drive-thru, because McDonald's sounding good,
Yes.
And I always think their Cokes are the best Cokes. Their fountain Cokes are always
All that
so
ice.
good. No, it's the sugar.
Oh, sugar. Heard I love ice.
I love ice and sugar. So anyway, so we went through and we're just, chowing down on our hamburgers and French fries and
you're
our
driving?
Cokes and all that, and we're driving.
Okay.
But that wasn't the problem. I drove good, right? So anyway, as we're going, and we finished with our food, and we stuck the bag down there, and we're driving a little ways out, and they were doing some road work out there. As what they always do. It seems like there's road work all the time,
When
right?
you leave freeway,
I know,
or Reno, yeah.
Reno.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I totally see it, and there's cones, that come out like this. So they want you to, of course, go around the cones, right?
Yeah.
So, and they had CHP over here. They had the guy in the SUV, and I see him sitting right there.
Yeah.
And so I just figured, how sometimes they set a CHP out there so that people visualize. So they see that, there's something going on better, so they don't want the people getting hit or whatever. You know,
just to kind of oversee.
Yeah. So anyway, so I see the guy there, so I go around the cones like that. And then I keep driving, and then all of a sudden I see the guy behind me with the lights on.
The same CHP?
Yes.
Oh, that's crazy.
And I'm thinking, well, what the heck did I do? I know I'm not speeding.
Yeah.
So I'm like, he's got his lights on. Oh, and this is, I gotta tell you, this is when I had my little Mercedes too. And my Mercedes license plate, so of course my name is Cynthia, and my license plate says Sins Benz. And when I went to get the license plate, it everything was of course taken except SINZ BNZ. So
right.
it was SIN instead of CYN.
Yes.
So Sins Benz. So anyway, the guy pulls me over, so I pull over, and I'm kind of looking at him, and I said, what did I do? And he said, well, you do know that when you are going around a work area and there are cones, you are supposed to go all the way over into the right-hand lane. And I said, no, I honestly did not know that.
No.
I thought I'd just go around the cones.
Yeah, I wouldn't have known that either.
Yeah, I had no clue. So I said, okay. I said, I honestly didn't know that. And he goes, and I want to know, what does Sins Benz mean?
He had to pique his curiosity.
Yeah. And I said, well, my name is Cynthia. And I said, and so they didn't have CYN, so it's SIN, like a sin, right?
Yeah, because it does look like sin.
Bins, yeah. And so my friend Linda is over here chuckling because she says, as soon as the cop got to the window, I go into the la mode, right?
Yeah.
My talking mode, you
Yeah.
know? And so she's cracking up. So then he goes, so where have you girls been? And I go, we were just leaving Reno. We've been to the pepper mill, you know, we spent a couple nights, had a great time, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, well, how'd you guys do? And so then, I was going to say Marilyn. And then my friend Linda, she picks up the McDonald's bag and she goes, well, does this tell you anything? This is what we got for lunch.
Oh, because you guys lost so much money.
All our money.
Yes, you lost so much money you couldn't afford to eat at the cafe.
Yeah.
That is funny.
So he laughed and he said, okay. He goes, you know what? Just so you know, you got to go all the way over. And he goes, you girls have a safe trip. So I'm like, thank you.
And you didn't get a ticket.
No ticket.
Jeez.
Yeah. I think he wasn't going to give us a ticket. I think he was just letting me know more of what you should do and what you shouldn't do. Because he never had his book out or anything.
Oh, he didn't.
You know?
He was just kind of like trying to like catch you to stop you to kind of let you know.
Yeah, like if that came up again, you know to get all the way over so you don't get a ticket.
Right.
You know? So, yeah. It was pretty funny, though, because she's like holding up the McDonald's.
Yeah.
Well, what does that tell you?
Yeah. You're obviously we didn't hit the jackpot.
We didn't get to go have brunch.
Yeah, we would have been having
went through the
brunch at
drive-thru.
Ruth's Chris or something instead of McDonald's.
I know,
You're
right?
so lucky with getting out of tickets.
Oh, I don't know. I hope I don't get one now.
Yeah, you already knocked on one.
We're
Don't do
talking
that
about
again.
it.
We'll jiggle the camera.
I know.
Well, there was one time I was coming down Highway 50. I was coming through Applegate, and this had been a trip. God bless you. We can't edit that out.
Woo.
I wasn't so lucky as
Uh-oh.
you are, but I had gone to Truckee. Actually, I think it was the city of Truckee. I'm not positive, but we were camping. Me and a boyfriend were camping on the Truckee River because he was an avid fly fisherman. So I took fly fishing lessons. I knew how to fly fish. So we would go on these little weekend excursions and just sleep in the back of his SUV and go fly fishing for the day. And then sometimes he would get up in the morning and super early and he would go fly fishing in the morning. And so this particular day, I didn't get up early to go fly fishing in the morning because it was so cold outside. So I just said, I'm going to sleep in. You go fly fishing. So then when we had packed up and had breakfast and we were heading home, he's like, do you mind driving? And I was like, no, because I got to sleep in. He's the one that got up at like 3 a.m. to like catch the like great caddis hatch of like 1998 or whatever. And so anyhow, I'm driving this big old Yukon GMC, and you know I have little cars all the time, so I'm not used to driving these big SUVs. So he's kind of passed out in the passenger seat, and I'm driving his Yukon, and we're flying down, and we were going through Applegate at the time. I'll never forget that. And I got the radio on, and I'm just like cruising, and I'm looking at the speed limit because I know it feels like you're going 20 miles an hour in an SUV, but really you're going like 60. So I was super conscious of the speed limit because I did not want to get a speeding ticket. But as I'm minding my own business, going down the freeway, a bird hits the windshield and splatters. And I am just like freaking out. Like, not even so much that I've got my entire windshield covered with bird guts, is that the poor birdie died because of me.
I can't believe that. I mean, as much as I've driven in my life, a bird has never hit my windshield like that. And
I know.
Splatted.
I mean, the crazy thing is, like, I thought, like, oh my gosh, I saw the bird coming straight for the windshield, and I'm thinking, he's going to go up because, like you said,
or even hit and go down, you know, like that.
Yes.
But not splat like a bug.
Oh my gosh, no.
Ooh.
The beak, I mean, I totally could tell it was a bird. And I don't know if it was because, like, coming downhill, I don't know.
Yeah,
because maybe
like
coming down a hill
force
and
of
a
it or
bird.
something,
Like the inertia or something. I don't know. But then I'm like freaking out and I am bawling because now there's a dead bird on my window. I killed the bird with the truck. So I'm trying to wake my boyfriend up to tell him, like, I need to turn the windshield washers on and I killed a bird. So he like sits up and he like points to where the windshield washers are. So then I turn the windshield washers on and it's going like this, and now all the guts are like all over the windshield and I can barely see. And I'm like, wake up, I can't see. And I was like going like, I thought I was going probably like 70 or 80 miles an hour because I knew by this time I am not paying attention to the speed limit anymore because I'm in a quandary. I can't see. I just killed a bird. And my boyfriend is like kind of panicking too because he's trying to like turn the squirter on so we can like try to clean. The next thing I know, I hear like the woo! And I'm like, oh no! I look in the rearview mirror. The lights are going.
And you're probably like this on the freeway.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like pandemonium in that moment, you know? And the poor guy was fast asleep. So now I'm just like got him in a quandary. He's trying to figure out what the heck happened. And I'm yelling, I hit a bird, I killed a bird. And so anyways, he's like, pull over. So I pull over again. I'm like shaking like a leaf. I don't know where his registration is. My purse is in the back seat. It was just a fiasco. So anyhow, the cop comes to the window, and actually he's on my boyfriend's side. Yeah. And he's just like, do you know how fast you were going? And I'm like, honestly, I don't. I said I was being so good. I was totally monitoring my speed limit. I was keeping my eye on it like a hawk because I know that it feels like you're flying even when you're not in a big SUV. And I said, but I hit a bird and it like splattered all over my window. I killed a bird. And he could care less. I'm like, my window is like smeared with guts. He's like, you were going 110 miles an hour. And I was like, what? Like, I
can't believe when that happened, you didn't take your foot off the gas pedal.
I know. I think I lost my mind, to be honest with you. And I mean, like I said, I thought maybe like 70 or 80 miles an hour because I knew I was in a quandary. And thank God there was no traffic on the freeway. It was really like early in the morning and stuff. And so I was like 110 miles an hour. And now my boyfriend is mad because he was asleep and he did not know I was going that fast. And he's just like, you should not be going that fast. And then the cop is telling me like, this is a reckless driving ticket. And I'm like, what does that even mean? And he goes, like, your ticket's going to be doubled or tripled because you're driving reckless.
Even though you told him that the bird, smashed on your window?
Yes.
Like, can he see the
my gosh,
feathers and guts?
Yeah, there was still guts in, like, where the windshield washers kind of, like, tuck in when you turn them off. There was feathers, there was slime. I mean, I don't want to talk about what color the guts are, but I know now what color bird guts are. Yeah, because they were all over the window.
Depending on what they ate.
Yeah, it was disgusting. So anyways, now I'm freaking out because now I'm going to get a reckless ticket, and I don't know what that means. Like, are they going to take my driver's license away or what? And so the guy could just see me. Like, I was shaking, I was bawling, like, I was a disaster. And he goes, I tell you what. He goes, I can tell you're upset. And he goes, I can't not give you a ticket. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce it low enough where you won't get a reckless driving, which is really bad.
Good.
You know.
Yes, it is.
So I can't remember what he dropped it to. I think maybe 90 miles an hour or something. Yeah. And the ticket, I mean, I'm not joking. This was 25 years ago. That ticket was like $450. Wow. So I don't even know what a ticket going 90 miles an hour.
You mean 110?
Well, I think he lowered it to like 90.
Right. So you don't even know how much it would have been if it was 110.
Oh, I know.
And reckless driving.
Yeah, if it's like 400 something,
you probably
for 90.
would have been like $1,000
and
traffic school.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. For sure. Like that.
Well, it's a good thing that you're a fragile flower.
When I get pulled over, I turn into like an emotional basket case, really. Like, I'm so mad at myself, you know? But this time it was more traumatizing because I killed a bird.
Do you know, though, that that's one of the things you're not supposed to do is turn your windshield wipers on. So that's like, you know how you see maybe on Instagram or something, there's a girl on there that talks about a lot of the things that you should and shouldn't do to watch out for yourself and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the things is it's a thing where they'll like throw, an egg on your windshield. And
like a bad person?
Yeah, like want you to get you to pull over.
Oh.
So they'll throw an egg at your windshield and it breaks all over.
Yeah.
and then you're driving, well, you people automatically turn the windshield wipers on, and it will smear the yolk so bad all over your windshield that you cannot see. And I don't care if your the squirter's
Water.
on or
Yeah.
because you can't see a thing.
Yeah.
So you have to pull over, and that's how people will get you to pull over, and then they can rob you or whatever.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
So they always say don't
That's
pull over. Just
terrifying.
don't turn your windshield wipers on because it makes it worse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is scary.
So
That's good to know.
You probably had bird guts all smeared everywhere.
Oh, I did.
my gosh.
Totally. I don't know what it
imagine.
is with
'Cause
me
that's just
and
a yolk.
birds.
That's a whole bird.
Yeah, that was the guts and the brains
Yeah.
and everything.
Wow, that
I know.
is that. Like I said, I have heard of where people where a bird flew into like their grill, that kind
Oh,
of thing. But
yeah.
I've never heard smashing and blowing up on the
Yeah,
windshield.
literally blew up. And you
Yeah.
know what? Speaking of my challenges with birds, I do want to say that I never Googled, this is going back to our vacation calamity, I think we titled that episode. But remember when I was trying to hold on to that bird and he flew away and I was like left with all of his tail feathers? One of our wonderful subscribers,
Yes.
she actually messaged me and she said that she Googled the probability of a bird growing back their tail feathers. Hi, Katie. And she said that it takes like just a few weeks.
Yeah.
Like they grow back really fast. And when she sent me that, I felt like this sigh of relief.
Yeah.
Because I always wondered what happened to that bird. And I think subconsciously I didn't want to Google how fast a bird would grow their tail feathers because I was afraid that maybe it would say like it took like a year or
Right.
longer.
Right.
Or maybe that once they lose them all at one point in time that they would never,
never
grow
grow
them
back
back.
or something, yeah.
So anyways, I was super relieved when she messaged me and
Yeah,
sent me
that
that
was cute.
information so that
Yeah.
poor birdie did get to survive. And then it grew back so
Hopefully, it just didn't go round in circles.
fast. You're so funny. That's a good one. He's just stuck in a circle.
Stuck in a circle, getting really dizzy.
Oh my gosh. Yes, and actually in that article that she had messaged me about, it did even say that they can fly without tail feathers.
Interesting.
I
'Cause,
didn't
you know?
even. Yeah, 'cause to me that's like the propeller.
Like a plane.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like their directional.
Yeah, like
thing,
how
you
they
know?
go left or right.
Right.
Like
but I
I
guess
was thinking,
it's their feathers on their wings.
yeah, maybe
Maybe
it's the way they kind
yeah.
of like when you're leaning on a motorcycle.
Yes,
You
yes.
know, just
Uh-huh.
leaning kind of makes you turn. So
Right.
maybe that's kind of how a bird
Well,
is.
good. I'm glad to know that you are. You're better about that, and that she's relieved you of.
Yes,
that
I do
catastrophe
feel
back
better.
then. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
for sure.
glad. I'm
So now
glad.
I've only killed the one bird, the one that hit the windshield, not the one I caught in Hawaii.
And you
tried
didn't
to
really
save.
kill it. It killed itself. Maybe it was committing suicide.
Maybe.
You know?
Maybe
I
he
mean-
had something wrong, or
Yeah.
maybe her boyfriend had broken up with her.
Yeah, and lost her job. And,
Yeah, maybe she got laid off.
God, who knows what happened to that bird?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, gosh.
Poor little birdie. There's
I
always
know.
a reason to live.
I
Never
know.
give up.
Well, we hope that, I hope you don't get a ticket.
Yeah, we hope
Because-
you guys can maybe learn from our experience
Right.
what works.
Be nice and fall apart.
Yeah, have a meltdown
Have
in front of
meltdowns,
them.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then they feel sorry for you. So there you go.
Yeah, and they just let you go.
Yeah, I'll have to try that one
Yeah.
next.
Excuse me. Or they'll reduce your speed limit so you don't get a
Yes.
reckless driving.
Yeah, that was bad.
So yeah, maybe you
that
could
was
try to
bad.
pull off an Academy Award and
Yeah.
bawl your eyes out
your eyes.
and see if that works for you.
I know, right?
And if you guys have any funny stories, like we love it when you guys reach out to us. If you want to comment underneath, the video, please do that. Or if you want to DM us or text us if you have our cell number, like we love it when you guys reach out and share your funny stories. So if you guys want to, we'd love to hear them. We might share them on the next podcast.
Yep,
But
yep.
anyways.
So don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah.
And try to follow us on Instagram.
Yeah, we're on Instagram and
TikTok.
Facebook
Yeah.
at Girl Talk and Shenanigans Podcast. And now we're on TikTok at Girl Talk and Shenanigans.
Yes. So you can always find us there and watch an episode
Yeah.
and have a smile.
Yeah. And we drop one every Wednesday, so we hope
Yep.
you guys will come back, and we appreciate you hanging out with us, and
Yep.
we had fun with you, and
Yep.
we hope you have an amazing day.
We do.
Mwah.